October 30th. I hope everyone's ready to go trick-or-treating, dress up, take pictures, and let's share them right here in the room, okay? So have some fun with it. Hey, good morning to everybody. Hey, Thomas, Kay, Roger, Mike, JW. Hey, Gold, Daryl, Mike. Let's see. Alan, B1, Rod, Sharon, good morning. Rally, Chip, Joe, Julie, good morning. Sonny, good morning, everyone. Hey, just a reminder, I'm not going to be here after this today, doctor stuff. And then tomorrow I'm headed down to do some trick-or-treating with some grandkids in Texas. Important stuff right here. If you guys, anybody is interested in learning anything about day trading or just watching John day trade and the group over there day trade, and they pull out some pretty good money. It's pretty interesting watching it, and maybe talking to some of those people over there, see what they have to say about day trading. And John, Monday open house all day long this coming Monday. So you do have to register. I don't think members of BYOB has to register, but everyone else, I believe, has to register. So hunt for that link. It will be in the below on my YouTube video, and it's also everywhere on our social media, Facebook, Twitter, and X. Okay. So yeah, let's go over there and blow the room up. Hey, take a look at EL here. Man, good earnings popping right up. We're getting right through that 50% mark. I think it's one that should be on the watch list. We can't guarantee it's going to go higher right now. This is just, the pre-market that's going on. But let's watch for that setup. That might be a great little trade going forward here. So let's keep an eye on that. Quick look at the SPY here. So I think we're needing a little bit of correction, okay, and a little bit. I'm not like a bearish correction, just a correction, a run of the mill every day kind of thing. And this is, let me get my tool out. There we go. And what I'm talking about, just a little pullback here. This was, I don't know if we can call this when I say run of the mill, I think this one here is a little more than run of the mill. Right here, that's run of the mill, run of the mill, just normal stuff. It's the way charts work. And I think that's what's going to happen right here. We're going to see a little continuation down here. I don't know if when you look at your charts, say in the evening or, when the market closes, I focus a lot, like where I've even gone so far as to put a line where the T line is, where it opens up, where it closes during the day, just so I can learn about that 8 EMA and how it moves. And a lot of times, all we need is price to come down and touch that 8 EMA, and it, we've all seen it bounce off that area. Well, if the 8 EMA is down here, if we slowly come down from the top, the 8 EMA is actually going to rise. So you're going to have a meeting of those at some point. Now, that's all fine and dandy, but we have one thing that may be going against us on this one, and that is the fact we've got a gap here that might need to get filled. And then we have another one down here that possibly might need to get filled. And that puts us into the trend indicator area. That's still going to be a run-of-the-mill pullback for me. That's a bullish pullback as far as I'm concerned. Now, of course, if we start breaking the trend indicator, then I'm not going to use that term bullish. I'm going to be a little bit more bearish. But right now, I think we just have run-of-the-mill. I do think we head back up here at 695 at some point. But we may need to pull back. Okay. So let's keep that in mind there. Hey, Vernon, good morning. How you doing? So what else do we got here? I've got some charts for you, I think. Of course, if you have some, throw them up. Hey, here's one that I really, really like. IBKR. Take a look at that. IBKR is setting up pretty good here. 50 period moving average is trending up. we've had this breakout here. We pulled back and tested. And now we've got just a nice little rally pullback 3-8 trap here. So I've got my eyes on IBKR. Another one that I really like is OIH. That's breaking out of our 50% retracement line. Also, the 500 period moving average. So that looks like that may want to run higher. Now, remember, stocks pull back to get higher. So, if we get too high, it'll want to pull back and then run up again and pull back. And that's what stocks do. So, if you find a chart that really is starting to work out and look good and it moves up, don't forget about it. I know a lot of times we forget about it because it's too far. I've missed it. You put it on the back burner. Man, those are the kind that I want on my watch list, and that's what I do. I put them on my watch list, and it alerts me when there's a 3-8 trap, or maybe an 8-17 trap. I have a trap like that as well. Just looking for that pullback there. So keep an eye on those. HAL, HAL. I like the way that's setting up. Look at that big run up. We've consolidated. And I think we're acting pretty good here. Okay. CAR is one. And I do apologize. I meant to try to get some shorts out here today, this morning, and I totally ran out of time and didn't do it. So unfortunately, all I've got is a couple longs here. So I hope maybe somebody has some shorts to post out here. CAR may be setting up. Yeah, that may be setting up pretty good. Little bottom in here, trying to rise up. Nice bullish engulf, and so far the bullish engulf is holding, and the pre-market is looking good to that bullish engulf. GLW, a lot of people are watching GLW at hit run candlesticks, and that still looks like it's going great. Remember, a trend in a trend will stay a trend till it's no longer a trend. And good old Tesla. I think Tesla's still working. I think Tesla still goes to this 490 area, that first green bar up there, maybe to the second, but let's get the first one first. But Tesla, that's setting up right now. So that's looking pretty good. A PLTR, I think PLTR still gets to our green bar here. So that's about right there. And once it does, it may want to pull back. Usually that's what I see happen, or consolidate. And maybe when I say pull back, that's sort of, to me, consolidation. So that consolidation, pullback, rest, those are all the same meaning to me. And what that is really is setting up for buying opportunity. So keep an eye on PLTR, and let's see if we can't watch this thing run up to 220 and maybe be in it and maybe make some money on that. So that's looking pretty good. Let me check something over here real quick. Try to. There we go. Do it that way. That's better. Let's take a look at some CYBR. Look at CY. Ooh, that's a pretty, little expensive for some folks maybe, but that's a pretty 3-8 trap setting up right here. Okay. All righty. Let's see. Hey, Mike, you're looking at some KGC. I guess you're looking at that. I don't know, maybe short, maybe long. I think what we should do maybe is just put a line down like that, and put a line up here like that. And I would trade in the direction of those lines. So, if we break out, then maybe short. If we break out, maybe long. I'd be a little careful just flat shorting gold. Okay. I'd be a little careful. I know I hear out there, gold is so overbought. And overbought and oversold is really an opinion of each and every trader. So be a little careful with that. I see possibly the blue ice failure setting up, but I think we're going to need to break out of these lows here. Okay. So, Oracle. Oracle might be setting up short there. Yeah, that might be. Uh, and I'm liking this more because we've got a high, a failed high, another failed high, and now we're failing the 50-period moving average. For those that are cloud watchers, we're also failing the cloud right here on Oracle. So Oracle very well could fall down and about a 9, maybe 10% run on it. And then I guess it could go lower and the 20% mark here. So Oracle might be a good short to keep an eye on. Thanks a lot, Goodson. NVO. Yeah, NVO is headed down. That's another one falling off or falling out of the cloud as well, too. CLF. CLF, yeah, CLF might get down there. We've got a low, higher low failed. We've got a low. We've got a lower low. That could head down a bit more. Yeah, thank you for those. Hey, Sonny, good morning. TER. TER, yesterday gapping up. So this is pretty simple. I'm going to just draw a box around this, something like that. There we go. So if we start moving out of the box to the downside, the possibility of coming back down, filling that gap, I could see a short being played there. If we break out, I could see that long being played on there. It also may bounce around for a day, and then let's see what it does, inside over the next couple of days here. STX, there we go. Another gap. Man, I like that chart. Nice bull kicker gap up. Let's do this. Let's put a line right here, I guess. Breaking out over this high over here on the left on the second. And anything above that line, I think I'd have to be pretty doggone bullish on that one. Thank you very much. That's a nice chart. STX. And here's the nice thing too, earnings in January. So, we're out of that earnings fog with STX. So that's always nice. COHR. This one, we're in the earnings fog. It's on the 5th, so be a little careful with that. In fact, I would go so far to say right now that I think we've covered enough earnings where we could ignore stocks where the earnings are just right around the corner. I personally would do that. I don't like earnings. All right. I despise earnings with a passion. And so, take COHR here. I mean, I like the run up. I like the way it's pulling back. You've got pullback opportunity here, but you've got earnings on the 5th. Take a look at that STX. Earnings in January. I would by far take that one rather than this one here. FUBO. FUBO, we have earnings on the 3rd. I have no idea what you would want to do with this thing. It's going to need to show us some serious move up to be bullish, and it's going to have to break down to be bearish, and it has earnings on the 3rd. I just don't know how on earth I would trade that, to be honest with you. CAG is falling. Nice short. Wouldn't want to chase it though, but definitely got some short going on there. We're running from the cloud here. See it just running from that cloud. So careful not to chase there. Let's see. Blash, BLSH, short. Yeah, that's setting up short. Just kind of rolling over here. Trend indicator red, T-line below the trend indicator, price below the trend indicator. Price is also above the highest low of the recent candle or recent candles. And that's something I do. I like to scan for that. So take a look at that. And, here's the low that I'm speaking of, and we're up. And that's what I want to see. And that's making kind of my upside down J hook or a bearish H pattern. So a stock in a downtrend, and it's above the lowest low in the past X days. And, you can use 5, 10 days, anything in there if you're looking for it. It starts moving down. And then you can be, or, right when it breaks down below that lowest low right in there. But that's a good setup. That's a nice chart. Good explanation on that chart. Thank you very much. Hey, Sharon, entry on Meta. First of all, I think Meta is going to return back high. Okay. I don't think Meta is going to, Meta is one of these, solid companies. They're a leader. So I think Meta is going to go higher. Now, it may go lower, a little bit lower before it goes higher. I think Meta is an opportunity. Now, whether the opportunity is right here, that's a question. Okay. Because I personally don't know if this is where everybody and their brother is going to say, hey, there's opportunity. So let's start buying it let's start picking it up. So what I would watch for is this is a pretty nasty little pullback we've got going on, which means it's going to take a little bottom to build. So I'll go ahead and put a box right here. So let's see if it can build a bottom in here. And it might not. It might pull down lower. And that's okay. If it does, just drop this down lower. And let's start watching that bottom being built. Let's be patient, take our time. And even if, even if something like this happened, you're taking your time and you're just kind of cruising, and all of a sudden it sneaks up on you like that. That's fantastic, because that's actually what we're looking for. And then we can look at Meta. But right now, I would watch for a bottom to be built, and then we can trade that long. But we'll keep an eye on this, because this is opportunity right here with Meta. This is opportunity. Okay. UNH. UNH, I think, is pulling back, and entry might be right in this area right there, Sharon. Right in that we'll call it 350 area, 350 all the way down to the 50-period moving average. So here, let's draw this in here. So this, well, I don't know what I just did, but it wasn't right, was it? There we go. So this might be opportunity in this neighborhood. So let's keep an eye on that one. Thank you very much. But yeah, that could definitely be opportunity right there. Time to buy. Now, I'm going to watch for a buy signal, and down 3 days, I'm going to watch for that bottom being built in there too. Okay. Let's see. Is it gapping up? Yeah, that makes that a buy in here. Yeah, that makes that a buy right now. Thank you for posting this one out there. So looking for that buy, would be looking for that next swing up. Target's going to be about that $25. Of course, we need to watch this 23.35 level, these highs over here, but I would certainly watch that. Hey, Coach, yeah, kind of like an ATM machine. Yeah, that's a nice chart. I like that. Thank you for pointing that one out. Microsoft. See, this might be opportunity for Microsoft right now. So, we're up. It pulled back. Well, that's what we're looking for. So I'm going to draw that box on here, and I'm going to make the low right about here. So all this through here could be opportunity. Anything above that, well, I kind of want it. And let's do this, make that blue. So, if we start buying some Microsoft in here and it rallies up, watch for that pullback, because it will. That could be a buying opportunity for somebody. Moves up, buying opportunity, moves up, until we get back to that breakout here. But Microsoft is one of those that this is opportunity. All right. Hey, Joe. Joe is saying that earnings on the 4th. Thank you very much. So let's keep that in mind. I don't know how I got there, but earnings on the 4th. Thank you, Joe. Got all excited about this and didn't look over there. Thank you. So yeah, if somebody's going to trade that, be sure you keep an eye on their earnings. Okay. Let's take a look at Lulu. Lulu moving down could be short. Yes, it could be. Here we are dropping out of that cloud. Let's put a line over here like this. So right now, that line would be the target. Below that line could certainly pay off, and that would put the target on these lows, and then we could easily fall lower right here. So um, this is one of these where, we're in a downtrend, and then we've had a rally, and you can look back. We're higher than the lowest low in the past X days, but we haven't gone anywhere. And that's what I want to look for. So see there, we're below the 50. That would be the line I would use. So we're above the highest low, but yet we're below the 50 period moving average. It creates a trap in there, is what it does. And then because we're below the 50, you get the blue ice failure action, and then trendicator action here as well. So that's, to me, that's a great way to look at it. Nice short there. And Oracle, yeah, well, we just talked about that one a little bit ago. Yeah, Oracle's looking short, and again, you can see it dropping out of the cloud. And if the clouds are too high, man, that hurts when you hit the ground. So, hey, yeah, Oracle's looking short. What else have we got here? Let's see here. Let's look at some Boeing. Boeing may not be doing too good. Although, here's what I'd be concerned with is we're at the 200 period moving average area. So buyers could start stepping in there. The 200 is a known area for buyers to step in. It's a known area for support and resistance, depending on which direction you're coming. So I would just monitor that very carefully right there. We're right there at the dotted deuce right now. I definitely see a path to the 200, and then, definitely watch that. Okay. Hey, good morning, S. Dell is setting up. Take a look. Yes, there's some opportunity right there. Nice move to the top. Pulling back, we're right there in that 3-8 trap. That's what I would call opportunity. If I started to see a bullish candle, that's what I would look to buy. I know a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people are just, a lot of traders are, look, I'm just going to buy it right here, even though that's what I call a bearish candle, or just, it's a closed candle. It's not open. I'm going to look for something that looks like that right there. But hey, every trader's got to do what every trader does. That one right there, that's opportunity. Thanks. Nice 3-8 trap. Yep. Let's see here. Let's look at some BIIB. There's one that's possibly short. I would like to see what today actually does here, but it might be. This one actually could turn around a little bit. It hasn't, I don't know that it's really harmed itself yet to be short. So it, keep an eye on this one for a pop up, but any weakness, yeah, I would look at that short. Okay. Hey, good morning, Rick. How you doing over there? Let's see what time it is. Oh, we've got some time. Let me see if I can find some charts here real quick. Click on a couple of my scans. So we'll look at that. We'll look at that. Take a look at REVG here. And that's how opportunity works right here. Here's opportunity down here. But in all honesty, I could no more than the man in the moon bring myself to buy this. Now, some people could. I couldn't. So I have to do this. But look at that opportunity. And this is for those that bought yesterday. That's some pretty good trading going on. They're pretty happy. I think we looked at HP earlier. We looked at OIH. NXE breakout here. Let's put a line up. Breakout. Looking higher. Google's looking good. Baker, I believe we looked at that one earlier. Let's see here. Hey, Neil. Now, thank you. Now, take a look at now. Yeah, look at that. Now, right now. Now is now. Up consolidation. I love it. I like it because we're so close to the. Look at the squeeze that we've got going on between price, the 200 period moving average, the T line, the trend indicator, the 50, all that just squeezed tight right there. That is now. Yep. That's a nice chart. Thank you. Earnings are over. So that's a plus. I think that's great. How about some H band? Okay. H band. Yeah, H band's not looking too good, is it? If somebody wants to see what a bearish H pattern looks like, this could be picture perfect right here. Tell you the truth. Down, and then there's your H right there. Nice H pattern on that. We are at that 50% retracement, so I've got a little bit of hesitation there. Here's the 500 period moving average right there. Little hesitation right there, but that is not a pretty chart. But I would be a little concerned with those items right in there. That 50% mark can bring in buyers, and the 500 can bring in buyers. Let's peek at the weekly. We're right at that 50% on the weekly. But then again, if you take a look at it, there's an 8% move down to that 200 on the weekly. So a trading chart is what I would say. Trading chart. QCOM setting up? Is it? Yeah. PBO, you'll hear that from Hit and Run Candlesticks. One of those words that I've been using for years is short for pullback opportunity. This is what I would call a dynamite pullback opportunity. Beautiful, beautiful chart. Nice 3-8 trap right in here. And this could pull back a little bit more. You just have to watch for that timing. And that's the beauty of candlesticks. So if you see this candle start to open up, that could be that sign to start buying. If you see this candlestick stay closed and even close lower, well, maybe that's not time to buy. And I look for open candles. I want buyers. I don't want to be the first cat in the room. I don't want to be there. First cat in the room is no good. I want to come in fashionably late. So I'm going to wait for that green candle. I'm going to wait to see, okay, I'm starting to see buyers. And when I start to see those buyers, that's where I want to be. So, but every trade is every trader's choice there. So anyway, that's a pretty nice one there. Hey, folks, it's about time for me to check out here. Again, I'm not going to be here today in the room. I believe Doug from Right Way Options will be covering the Hit and Run Candlestick room today, and I believe Ed will be covering the BYOB room today. So you guys all take care. Enjoy yourself. Make some money. That's what we're all about. And don't forget, John has an open house this coming Monday. He would love to have you in there. I would love you to stop in, at least say hi. Thanks, Joe. It's not a big doctor thing, but it's one of those doctor things where I'm not going to be that coherent afterwards for a while. So anyway, you guys take care. We'll see you all Monday, okay?